Hi everybody, it's Ed with Over the Hills 2019, and this video is about boondocking in the winter and how we do it. And frankly, when I started this video out, my concept was to do it for my own purpose, because after a year's activity of summertime, I can't remember some of the minutiae of things we did to get past the previous winter. Then I thought, well, let's just share everything. And I'm hopeful that it can help everybody, because we're on a budget and our budget's tight and our equipment's tight. So hopefully you can understand how we survive cold temperatures, get by in the winter on a minimal budget. So first I got to go over some details, and the one is the electric. We have one battery. We have one Battle-Born lithium battery. It's 100 amp hours that we can take down to dead charge and bring back up. And we have a monitor for that, which is a Victron controller. And the whole system in a package costs us about $900 starting out. Now, I know we're talking about, well, on a budget, but gosh, that's a lot of money. But really, in the long run, you want to do something like that, because AGMs and lithium or lead batteries, you have two batteries at 100 amp hours, but you really only can go down to 50% charge. They're dead. If you take them farther than that, they'll never recover. So you have two lead-acid batteries. You only go down to half of their capacity, only have 100 amp hours. So we've got 100 amp hours with one battery. Now that's not a lot, but we're managing to get by, and here's how we do it. And you can do all of it. It's don't be intimidated. You have a shunt that you hook up to your battery. The lithium battery just drops in as a complete replacement. There's nothing to do. You just take out your lead-acid battery, put the lithium battery in place, wire it up the same way you did. The shunt, it comes with easy instructions. It's a Victron controller, and I didn't really care about the placement of where I put the monitor unit, and I'll show you why. Because once you get it installed, you just download this app, and now I monitor everything on the phone like this, and it shows me some key things here. First off, what this is showing me, it shows state of a battery charge, and this is really, it's kind of hokey. It's showing it in percentage, but this is really a way of amp hours. So in the evening, I want to make sure that this is at 100%, however I get there. And then it's showing you the voltage available and some other things. And right now you can see it's running in the negative, because the sun's down, our solar panel is not contributing anything. And so we're actually drawing off the battery. And I'm going to need to bring that on the positive side, which I'll do with our generator. So there's that. So these are the electrical components of what we got going on. We've got our one lithium battery. We have a ZAMP, ZAMP suitcase solar panel that we put out and plug into the back of the battery. And again, it's simple wiring. It's not rocket science. You can do it. During the day, in full sunlight, the 140 watt ZAMP solar panel will supply enough energy that it will top the battery off, and the furnace can be running. So in 20-degree weather, the furnace for the trailer can come on, it will run, and it still is about 2 amps to the good side. Now 2 amps isn't much, so we have marginal. I can turn on a couple of lights during the day if I wanted to, but that's it. I can't run our Wii Boost while the furnace is running. I mean, I can, but it's drawing from the battery, and the battery is going to go into a negative. but that's the way we work. So that's the electrical side of it. Now on the propane side, we've got the 2 tanks that just go on the trailer. And the third element is we have a propane generator that we use. It's a Champion dual fuel generator, 3,400 watts. And I broke it in on gasoline, but I didn't want to get into carrying gasoline all the time, so I got a third propane tank, and we used that to run the generator. Well, now, so here we are in Colorado, and it is down to 21 degrees. Last night we got through the same temperatures. It's going to get down in the teens tonight. And so how do we manage this all and to get things through? And it's kind of fun, actually, because it becomes this juggling game. The other side of the propane situation is we use this little buddy. And that's what most people call them. It's made by Mr. Heater. It's called a portable buddy, technically. And it runs off of these small green canisters. Some people call them Coleman propane canisters. And I fill it with this little nozzle that I can connect to the 20-pound propane tank. So the tank that I use for running the generator, I also use it to fill 4 of these canisters, and that's what runs this little buddy. Now the little buddy, what it does is it has 2 settings, low and high, and on low during the night it puts enough heat into the trailer that it supplements how often the furnace is going to run. We can run the furnace a certain amount of time until we've used up the 100 amp hours on the battery, then we're down. And we have to fire up the generator. So I always want to go into the evening with that battery being topped off, and then in the evenings I run this on low and supplement some heat inside. When I fill all these canisters, I do not store them inside. You don't want to do that. So I set them outside the door, so when the little buddy dies, I can reach out, grab one of them, and put it in there. It's safe practice. Don't bring them inside and store them. If for some reason you've overcharged them, which is possible to do, the relief valve on these is going to leak. And then, you filled them outside when it was 20 degrees. You bring them inside, you set them down. Now they're enjoying 70-degree heat. That all warms up, it expands, and all of a sudden, this pressure relief valve is raw propane is coming into your trailer. So safety, I always set these outside. But having said all that, now this has 2 settings. I could run it on high in the evening, but I'm uncomfortable with that. It puts out way too much heat, it warms the floor up. It's just not safe practice. So on low, it's only going to supplement enough heat in that the furnace still is going to run from time to time. And probably an hour of a shot, the temperatures were in about 20 degrees or so. But what we're finding is we can get through. We can get through the whole night. Everything's fine. Come morning, after quiet hours, even though we're boondocking, a lot of places still have that, and I'm fine with that. I respect it. So we go out in 7 o'clock in the morning or so, and I can turn the generator on. The generator, of course, is going to charge the battery. The furnace can come on. We've got plenty of electricity. It doesn't matter. And we're still topping the battery off. And then we bring everything back up to where we're comfortable, assuming that the weather's good enough that we can put the solar panel out. We put the solar panel out, kill the generator, and then let the solar panel take over to bring the battery up to full charge. And so it's kind of fun, actually. It's this game that we bounce back and forth trying to figure out the best way to utilize our propane resources and the solar panel to keep everything running. As an example, today Sandy ran to town to get some propane, and she took 2 tanks. So I had 1 tank so I could have it on the trailer. Furnace could run. I had the solar panel out. But the solar panel is only charging enough to cover the use of the furnace running and not drawing off the battery. I couldn't use the Wii Boost or anything like that. Now, I could have, if I wanted to, if I needed to do some internet work, I could have turned the little buddy on, set it on high. It would have brought everything, the furnace stopping from running, and then we could take it from there. So those are the kind of things that we do to get through. 3 propane tanks, 1 for the propane generator. You got the 2 on the front, 1 lithium battery, and a controller so you can monitor it. And we're getting by just fine. It's working great for us. I hope this has all been helpful for y'all. And if you have any questions or comments, there's other things that we could tell you, that the other minutiae of detail that I may have missed. But I hope this has been helpful. Don't let these, there's people out there with 7 batteries and solar panels covering the roofs, and God bless them. I wish we had that money, but we don't. But the point is, you can get by with just 1 lithium battery, 140 watts of a solar panel that's just a suitcase fold up, and your generator, and you can be fine. Even in 20-degree weather and lower than that, you'll get by just fine. Now, one thing we need to talk about is the trailer itself. Ours is a 2012 Keystone Bullet, and when we purchased it, we were lucky. We bought it used, and it had thermal package. We didn't, frankly, at the time know that that was a big deal or not, but it turns out it is. And I honestly don't know whether nowadays all trailers come with a thermal package or not. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But the fact that ours has this thermal package, even though we're in 20-degree weather, this morning when I went outside, and we've got it warmed up to 74 degrees inside the trailer, and on the outside, it's covered nice in snow. And, a thermal package is important. You have to have some kind of insulation. And if you're working with an older trailer that you're getting on the road to do full-time RVing, you might want to look at doing some insulation options and doing the best you can to protect yourself against cold weather. And one of the things that this particular trailer does is when you run the furnace, it has this insulation package. Well, all the ductwork runs between the underpinning of the trailer and, of course, the floor of the trailer. And it's imperative that you run that from time to time, because what that's doing is it's, of course, protecting your plumbing. And so we do that, and we want to run the furnace. We don't want to just rely on the little buddy to heat the space and say, well, we'll wear hoodies or something like that. We have to be cognizant that there's a necessary need to put heat throughout the base of the trailer to stop everything from freezing. And some other things that we do are just common sense to us that we did when we lived up north. You open your faucets from time to time during the night, pain in the tail to get up to do it, but just keep some water flowing. Don't let them drip. It's going to eat up all your water, but we just every 3-4 hours just run them a little bit. Open up your cupboard doors to let the heat get underneath key areas like the kitchen and in the bathroom vanity, so that they're not subject to freezing. And we've gotten by just fine. And we've been on the road this is our 2nd winter, and we're doing just fine. So that's something to keep in mind. Hope it's been helpful to you. If it has, please check out our other ones. I love questions and comments. Please go ahead and send them to us. And if you're new and you haven't checked out our other our channel, go ahead and explore. We've got a lot of great videos out there, campground reviews, maintenance things, and of course our travel videos too. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you later.